What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? My name is Arion Hall, and you're here with Booga's MMA. First off, I'm Booga. I was short for Boogaloo. That's my childhood nickname, and it's just been with me ever since. I do have a degree in journalism from Norfolk State. I'm new to YouTube. I'm a huge combat sports fan. I'm no fighting guru. I'm no combat sports expert. However, I've sparred before. I've been in a boxing gym before. I'm in search of an MMA gym now. And yeah, that's pretty much me. I have some equipment that I'm still setting up, but I just want to make a raw video of who I am. I want fans to know me. I want people to get a gist of an idea of who I am. Um, UFC 272 just passed. I will be beginning to break down the main card just from a fan's perspective and just give an overall assessment of how their fights went. But shout out to my homie Sibby over at Nova Hit Squad Boxing Gym, Sibby Boxing. Follow him on Instagram and YouTube as well. Subscribe to him on YouTube. Great content, great boxing content. First fight, Greg Hardy and Spigot. I don't know how to pronounce that gentleman's name.
How you don't know that gentleman name? Shush.
Honestly, from the beginning, just pure domination. Wrestling played a key in that fight. Greg Hardy had no answer. He started off blasting kicks, but when you're fighting a grappler, you're always vulnerable to takedowns the moment you throw kicks. So right then and there, he caught the leg. He went into clinch mode. Spivak had judo thrown him, and then from there it was just history. Dominated in the grappling, dominated in the scrambles. Greg Hardy had no answer, and from there it was just ground and pound. He got TKO finished in round number one, and that's just pretty much how the fight went. My personal assessment of Greg Hardy. I mean, honestly, for him to be in the headlines a lot, he always is very controversial with him. He really needs to win. He have like that following. He also have that, you always hear his name. He got that kind of have that star power. He can be a bigger star. He just gotta win. But I don't know. He lost his last fight to Tattoo Ivase, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look at that just to be sure, because I believe not to mention he almost missed weight. It's just a lot of stuff with Greg Hardy, and him losing don't make anything better for his career. Doesn't make anything better. At least 7-5. He lost his last three, all by finishes. So that's something that they definitely are going to be looking at. Um, he's unfortunately, he's like a 50-50 fighter. He win two, lose one. Win two, he'll either lose one no contest. He'll win two, then he lost his last three. So his not really looking good for him, but let's just wish him the best. The next fight, Kevin Holland versus Cowboy Aloe. Now, this was an interesting fight for me for the simple fact that Kevin Holland was coming down from 185. He came down from 185, and it was my, going against Cowboy Oliveira, by the way. That fight, in my opinion, good job for Kevin Holland. He weathered the storm, but he really showed a lot of vulnerabilities, honestly, in striking, also in the grappling department. The timing at 170 is different than 185. Them guys at 185 are a bit slower and not as explosive, but it's like he was lunging in at first. He was getting caught with some good leg kicks. He was getting caught by different things. And in my opinion, and the grappling from Cowboy Oliveira, oh my gosh. He took him down twice in the first round. Took his back at the end of the round. Kevin Holland was saved by the bell. But it was good on his part because he came on the second round. He landed a straight right. And from there, it was murder, she wrote. But he really needs to work on his grappling because this 170 is full of grapplers. Gilbert Burns, Bilal Muhammad, Sente Luque, Colby Coverton, Kamaru Usman the champ, Neil Magny. The list goes on. So he has to be mindful, especially in his training, and really focus more on his grappling because 170 has a lot of wrestlers. A lot of wrestlers. So good on his part. I thought that was a great fight. Honestly, I thought it was fight of the night because it was very competitive. Cowboy Aloe was very serious. He did show up. He did what he was supposed to do. It's just he got caught. But good job on Big Mouth. I had money on him. I knew he could win. He just had to weather that storm. He still got some things he had to work on, but overall good performance. Bryce Mitchell versus Sm Barbosa. I had Bryce Mitchell winning just like I thought, but the power that Bryce Mitchell has in his hand, and just like Sm, and by the way, Sm Barbosa is no walking apart. He came out guns blazing, throwing kicks. He's very known for his kicks, and he in the beginning of the fight he always lands. Kicks always get through for him, and a lot of people really have to like set their rhythm and establish their dominance in the ring, in the octagon with Sm Barbosa. Because if you let Sm Barbosa get going, he's just gonna keep going all night. But Bryce Mitchell did a good job of keeping the pressure on him, and he landed a beautiful right, which
Actually, a
allowed him
left,
to
but
get
that's
into a
cool.
dominant position. And from there, he just took over in the grappling department. Punches, elbows, just slicing them open. Honestly, the fight could have been stopped. You know how that go. But overall, it was 30-27 on scorecards. Good fight for Bryce Mitchell. He finally got his camo shorts like we were all rooting for. Sm Barbosa is a legend, make no mistake about it. I feel like this fight right here was another defining moment in his career. Young guy coming up. Sm Barbosa is 37. I think it is going to be some things he will have to talk about and discuss. He's a legend by all means. Mother-father time is a thing. And not to mention he used to fight at 155. Now he's trying to make 145. And he's making it pretty well, but, you know. But great win for Bryce Mitchell. I'm looking forward to seeing what's next for him. I think a good fight for him, honestly, would be Giga. Giga is a good fight, the co-main event. Now, I had RDA winning this fight. And Marcano is one tough guy. Like, I have to say that he is one tough individual. And I feel like his stock just went up, whether he lost or not. But I must say, I have a bone to pick with Mark Garter because it was plenty of times where that fight could have gotten stopped. The fight could have gotten stopped in the third round or the second round when RDA had landed that head kick and then just started landing strikes. Marcano did not respond to any strikes. It was a lot of unanswered strikes, but the fight just kept going on. Now, in all, he did show heart in the fifth round. He did show heart in that fifth round. And he was touching RDA. He was touching him a lot. But I must say this, RDA's grappling, his wrestling, it was crazy. I didn't know he was that good of a wrestler, grappler. Like, just double legs. Like, his slipping punches into a double leg. Beautiful. No struggling. All from the hips. Just nasty. You couldn't even, it's just like Marcano had no answer for it. No answer at all. And Marcano, by the way, is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt as well, but RDA just controlled him. I was really interested to see how this fight with Islam would have played out. I'm a little disappointed that fight didn't come through. So now he has to fight Benil, even though he won the fight against Bobby. I felt like he should have took that fight. I feel like if he didn't want to take that fight, he should never entered himself in the equation with RDA. But you know, he yeah. But overall, RDA did his thing. I had him winning. I had betted money on him. Um, and yeah, I'm looking forward to see what's next for him. I personally think he should fight somebody in the top 5. Either Michael Chandler or Tony Ferguson again, even though that wouldn't be a good fight for him. But he definitely need to fight some higher competition. Or Dustin Poirier, that's another good fight to make. It's a lot of matchups for RDA. RDA is a legend, and he's still looking good at his age. He fought everybody. He's the real BMF. He fought both Usman and Covington back to back. What? Like, who does that? Like, who would want to fight them? Like, he was on the quest to winning a double, to champ status. He was on the quest. Had he got through Colby, I mean, he would have been a champ, well, interim champ, but that's still a belt. You know, he would have fought Willie. He probably could have won that fight. He was this close to champ status. So, you know, that's as close as you get to becoming champ. Can't even argue with that. He had a great career, and I really think he should be competing with those in the top 5. The main event. I personally, I like Colby Coverton. I thought he was phenomenal. Pace, pressure, great wrestling. And it's like, with him, it's just like overwhelming pressure. And that just shows you how good Kamaru Usman is. Like, in that Robbie Lawley fight, he instantly take the center. All up in his face. He's throwing strikes. Now, he was a little sloppy in that fight with his strikes, just loading up. But in this fight, he was more crisp. He was landing. He was winning a lot of the exchanges with Jorge. He was just touching them. Touch, takedown attempt. He don't get takedown attempt. Each time Jorge pushed off, he either try to land a sneaky elbow, a punch, or anything. He didn't really kick as much as this fight, like I thought he was. He didn't kick as much in this last fight against Colby. But now, as far as Jorge did the best he can. And honestly, I want to give him credit because he made the fight more competitive than what most people wanted to give. This was a very competitive fight. This fight was competitive to the point where he had Colby hurt plenty of times. Plenty of times. Not just the knockdown, plenty of times. Each time he lands something clean, Colby will take a step back, try to regroup. You know, in my eyes, that's hurt. You know, he got a good poker face. I give him that, and Colby is tough. He has a great chin. And honestly, I feel like he should be fighting one more fight. He should fight Usman again. You know, and I'm an Usman fan, by the way, but Colby Covington, one more fight. He should fight Kamaru Usman. But back to Jorge. Jorge made the fight real competitive. He tried his best with the takedown of the fence. He also landed some good strikes. Let's not mention the eye poke. Let's not mention the groin shot. Now, the eye poking out, one was slick. It was a slick eye poke. I don't think it was on purpose, but had Herb Dean saw that, he would have probably stopped the fight, paused the fight, gave a brief timeout, and let Jorge regroup. But he didn't. That was a huge factor in round 1. I would say that, but it was a small factor. Colby didn't really do much damage in round 1, but as the fight went on, he started picking up the pace. Now round 2, it was interesting. I thought Jorge won round 2 anyway. Basically, due to the groin shot. Even though if it wasn't for that groin shot, he was that saved him. Honestly, it did. But I would give that one to him. It was 19-19 going into the third. Now that third round should have been a 10-8, in my opinion. That had to be definitely a 10-8 round, because the fight could have been stopped. Now the fourth round, it gets interesting because he was down. he was down, but Jorge somehow came back and stole the show in that 4th round. And now he was he did his thing. He was landing in the 4th round. He dropped him, and he really changed that factor in the moment. My only thing is, if he had the conditioning, he could have did more. He could have pressured him. He could have pushed the pace more. And honestly, I feel like the fight was really defined by Colby's conditioning and his wrestling. That's what won him the fight. Yeah, he won some exchanges on the feet, but those 2 moments right there were the defining factors that helped him win this fight. Jorge, on the other hand, I mean, if he wasn't gassed, he could have definitely pulled something off. I believe he could have, you know. And lastly, in that 5th round, the moment I knew the moment that once Colby had took him down, had got a hold of him, that was Colby fight all day. The moment that Masvidal accepted that position, you know, he would have he lost the fight. That's how I feel. The moment he accepted that position, I believe he lost the fight instantly. Dominating performance from Colby, but I do want to give credit to Jorge because he made this fight competitive. I mean, nothing against Colby. I like Colby. He grew on me a lot. Overall, great non-title fight pay-per-view. I'm looking forward to see what's next for Jorge. He just signed a new contract with the UFC, making him one of the 3rd highest paid fighters here. I think a good matchup for him would be maybe the loser of Bilal Muhammad and Vicente Luque. That's a good one. Another good one is possibly, honestly, if Leon Edwards don't win against Kamaru Usman, maybe him. There's fights out there for him. Conor McGregor, that's a good matchup for him. If Conor McGregor want to come back, you know, there's 2 strikers. It's a lot of options for Jorge. As far as Colby, I feel like if he can get past, if he fight the winner of Burns versus Hamzat and he win, I think he should fight Usman again, or Vicente Luque. It's fights for him. It's fights for him to be made. There's a lot of contenders. I feel like Colby really won that 3rd crack. He just gotta push down the door. I think he can do it. I'm rooting for him to do it. I think him and Usman are great dance partners, and that's a fight I would love to see again. But until next time, I appreciate you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe down bottom. More content is coming soon. And let's have fun.